we got a 4-hour drive home to talk about it.
Yeah.
Are you driving home today?
Yeah, we'll send it back after this.
Well, there you go, listeners. If you're thinking that you're coming up with these excuses not to educate, Matty is paying his team an entire average working days, the time frame, 8 hours, just to sit in the car to come here.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Build Insight podcast. Real people, real insights. Step into the world of innovative construction, one conversation at a time. G'day and welcome to the Build Insight podcast. Today we're live from the Bowens Rethink Building Hub. It's a absolutely incredible venue where Bowens have taken the initiative to set it up, bring a heap of suppliers in here to showcase all of the exciting supply materials for builders to be able to come and learn from. We're joined by Matt and Jake from MS Constructions. Matty, welcome back to the podcast. Jake, I believe this is your first time on the airwaves. So just a bit about MS Construction. Matt is the principal builder from up Shepparton way. Cobram, sorry. Yeah. And Jake recently qualified, did his time with Matt as a apprentice carpenter and moving through the ranks. So guys, welcome to the Build Insight podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having us back, boys. It's great to be on again and see the journey you guys have been on. It's a privilege.
It's awesome, mate. Jake's been stitched up because he woke up this morning. He had no idea he was doing a podcast. I messaged Matt when we got here and I was like, we got a good team. Matt's someone we've had on before and respecting the industry, doing some good things in country. Vic, you're on the border, Matty, aren't you? You got a New South Wales and Victorian builder's license.
Sure do. So yeah, that's a bit of a challenge sometimes with the cross-border regulations, but very privileged at the other side with home warranty and things like that where we can be across borders.
Yep.
And at the minute for us, unfortunately, the way sometimes Victoria is, it's very good to have New South Wales as well.
Is there a few times you've thought you just might jump over the border and stay there, or what?
Definitely.
What's worse? Like, I know being in Victoria, how hard the building industry is here and how regulated. And when I say regulated, like how it's the insurance process, your licensing process, it's strict, which is a good thing, but also there's a lot of red tape we're cutting through, mate.
Yeah, very similar still in New South Wales. I guess the difference we find a bit with New South Wales is stuff like, say, wet seal now is, depending on the inspector, where it has to be done in Victoria as an inspection if they choose. New South Wales always had that. So we've always had a standard that crosses us across both borders to build our home. And that's part of the reason we're down here today, to sort of build our standard home, not just a construction code style of home. Because we are across that border, we want to lift the level. And sometimes we're doing things a bit more in New South Wales, but then come across to Victoria and might be doing it a bit better in Victoria than what we should have been doing. So no, it does work really well. And I guess we're in really country New South Wales, so it might be a bit different in the metropolitan areas.
Awesome.
Attention all builders and tradies. The Bowens Expo is back Thursday, the 3rd of September at the Melbourne Royal Exhibition Building. With over 120 suppliers, you must be an ABN holder and either a Bowens benefit member or account holder. There's going to be food, drinks, entertainment, and the best part, there's free buses leaving from every Bowens branch. There's seminars, workshops, and live demonstrations. And Build Insight are going to be doing live podcasts in the middle of the exhibition centre. There's going to be giveaways, merch, and plenty more good stuff. Don't miss the biggest expo the industry has to offer, because they're giving away a ute.
So speaking of today, just to give everyone a bit of context on what's going on, so a huge shout out to Bowens putting on these builder event days to actually be able to bring people in and learn more about these products. Incredible opportunity for guys like yourself. Matty, hats off to bring your team in. It's obviously not exactly around the corner for you guys, making the effort to bring in some of your team. For those that haven't listened to your previous episode, give us a bit of an insight on who MS Constructions is, your team, what sort of projects you do.
Yeah, so we're a little country builder on the Vic New South border, specialising in custom new homes and residential extensions, as well as a bit of commercial as well. So we get a good cross mix of jobs and things like that. We've been over a big journey. We've had the big team. We're back now to be passionate about what we're doing, how we're building our homes. I'm very fortunate to have a good crew around me. It's not just me sitting there. And days like today, like we've travelled 4 hours to get down here to show our team. Brought 5 of our qualifieds down to show them through and get their expertise on what we've done and how we can be building our homes. And I want their input. So it's not just me, nagging someone on site and saying this is how we should be doing it. It's like, well, how do you guys want to do it? What can we put into it? And if I've got 5 carpenters on site all thinking about it, that's huge. And then plus, our construction manager's here as well. So he's getting a bit of an insight. And, we're probably at an advantage to some other builders where it's just a single builder and his workers. We're trying to get the whole team involved with this process of, especially with these new code changes, like where do they go? How do we do them? And it's not just up to me then to keep putting it in place, everyone can start pushing this wheel down the road, and hopefully we can be building the best home we can for our clients.
Yeah, we'll jump into that a bit more. But Jakey, we've popped your podcast cherry today, mate. So let's pick on you a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Firstly, mate, let's touch on what drove you towards carpentry.
Not much really. Like I just kind of didn't really know what I wanted to do in school. Had no idea. Asked Maddie for a school based, and then kind of went from there. I kind of fell in love with it all, and just didn't really want to stop at all. So it was good.
And you're working with a good team of people.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Good bunch of boys.
Yeah. So when you've gone through your apprenticeship, because a lot of chippies, you know, we were probably in a similar situation where maybe we didn't try our hardest at school. School wasn't for us.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you jumped through into trade school.
Pretty well. Yeah.
How did you find the whole apprenticeship process?
No, it wasn't actually too bad. Like, obviously, yeah, I definitely didn't enjoy school too much, and so I didn't know how I was going to go at trade school, but being on site most of the time and not actually going to do it was pretty handy because you're still learning every single day instead of having a week block there where you're not doing anything and stuff like that. So I didn't mind that at all, actually. That was good.
And did you enjoy, like, learning the process of reading plans and so forth? Like, now it's more important. We're here at an NCC changing day, so
yeah, exactly.
Gone are the days where the carpenters and apprentices, you know, can't understand the plans.
Yeah.
It's important. Everyone knows what details happening and why that's happening.
Yeah, definitely. Reading the plans was massive. It obviously took a little bit to get used to, but once you kind of picked it up, someone always told me that it was always, if you can't get it on one plan, you just read multiple. And if you get that, like, you know, you're going to find the issue somewhere or anything. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Great bit of advice.
Yeah, so mate, I've known Matt for quite a few years. We met through business coaching, like one of those platforms. So it's been nice to actually watch on the socials to see Matty's journey and how the style of building's evolved over the little while. But mate, you've seen it firsthand.
Yeah,
Obviously working
definitely.
with him every day.
Yeah.
Talk us through, like, what's the biggest change that you've noticed in the style of building that what you guys are doing now?
Oh, even when I first started, it was definitely, because we had a big crew, it was more just trying to get the jobs through. But now that we've scaled back, it's definitely a lot better to see how we can change and how we can better the whole time, which is like today, obviously you're here. But yeah, definitely much better like that.
Yep.
Matty, what country areas, like, what's the biggest thing for you finding the right people for the team, like Jake?
I've had, if you asked me this probably 3 or 4 years ago, it'd be different, but I've had a real good think of that since our downscaling journey, and it's all about the culture. So bringing someone in, it doesn't matter if they don't understand the job, they've just got to have a good attitude. I've had a lot of apprentices over the time, and you can have an apprentice who's an absolute jet from the get-go, but once they get that 4-year journey, then they know everything. I love the ones that are just always happy to learn. I'm always happy to tell someone something new I've learned at a course or what we've done, and I feel the team that we have now structured around us are all the same. They're happy to listen to me bat on about something, but then take it and run with it. And I think that's the biggest thing from an apprentice, just take in everything, learn everything. I guess Pooley's been a bit lucky. When we did have a big team, he had a team of people who'd learn something, a different way to hang a door or from each guy. And I've always said to him, take as much in and then make your own journey of how you would do that. There's more than one way to skin a cat, I suppose. And that's the biggest thing. I give our guys free rein. I'd rather them stuff it up by having a go, and then we learn from that together, than saying this is the only way we can do it.
Yeah.
For over 130 years, Bowens has been the builder's choice, providing a service that provides timber, hardware and innovative building products.
And now we're helping you further with this wonderful partnership.
The family that have been here for generations, Bowens, has been powering the Australian building industry with family values, trusted service and the drive to make our industry better. They're helping us provide you the insights that matter. Build insight together with Bowens.
Real people,
Real insights.
And there is so much of it, what you mentioned, Matt, about like trying to get people that have got a good attitude. Like team culture is so crucial. You can have the most motivated, outgoing guy that's an incredible carpenter, but if they don't fit the mold, if they're not getting along with everyone and fitting, you know, your team culture, no one's going to want to work with him, are they?
No, and that's huge, and that's something no one tells you. And we've learned that over our journey now to go, well, now we're looking back and going, how great is it to come to work? Everyone gets along. Everyone has, at the end of the day, we all come to work to earn a living. You want to make it enjoyable. You don't want to go to work hating it. And for me, being, I guess, so passionate about what I do, it's really changed to now. I only want people that care. And that's the way we're going forward. And it is hard when you get people that don't gel, and unfortunately that can take a bit of a while to go. But we've got some good apprentices with us too now that are coming through, and I've gone back on, not on the tools as such, but trying to go back to helping organise and spend the time with those apprentices to get it right. Like as Paulie said, it used to be get the job done, get to the next one.
Yep.
Now it's, if it takes us an extra day, it does. But as long as we're learning and we're going better, that's the attitude that we've got now. And it's funny how you go through business and it changes.
Yeah, you're not running the same business now that you were a few years ago. Do you want to touch on that? You just mentioned you scaled back. I know we probably touched on that last time quite a while ago when you're on here.
Yep.
But I think it's a really valuable point.
Yeah, well, I guess like you said before, we met through business coaching, and you do that sort of thing, and you start learning your numbers and your figures and all that sort of stuff. And bigger's not always better. But the biggest thing we got passionate about is how we're building and not chasing that dollar or that turnover. It used to be about, you pride yourself if you had a big turnover. Now it's the other way. It doesn't matter about turnover. It's about the quality you build. I guess the longer you're in the industry, I hate, probably a bit off topic, but I hate when builders say they've never had a problem. I like the fact that I've learned to talk to other builders about different things now, and you learn from those problems, and then you try and make your next home better and your next home better. And that's probably the biggest thing to why we're going like we are now. I don't want a homeowner ringing me saying there's a problem. We want to try 100% to get it right. And then if there is a problem, well, we can cope that. We can fix that. Comes back to the trades you have around you and all that. And I guess that was also the bigger we got, the more trades we needed, the more problems that come. So if you just keep a smaller team, those trades can keep with you. They've got to work for other builders too, especially in a country town. And then we can hand pick the jobs a little bit too, to an extent, that suit what we want to do. And at the end of the day, I'd build a shed for someone if the client's right. So, and even we'll just talking on the way up here that how good our clients have been over the last 12 months. Like, it's not the client's fault. They're trying to choose the builder they want. It's about the builder to give them the result they need.
Yeah, I think you attract what you put out there, and when you're putting out a positive business and you're showcasing, we're just talking off camera, like you enjoy, or you've learnt to enjoy creating some content pieces.
We're learning,
You're an influencer these days, so you're getting...
We'll be like you guys one day.
I'm sure after this, mate, it'll be
I'm sure on the camera.
I'm sure you might start flicking it around. But no, I mean, that's a really important part. But you're selling yourself to clients before you've even met them. Maybe they're following you for a couple of years or 6 months before they've actually taken that step to, like, going to reach out to MS Constructions and I want them to be involved with my project. And if you're not doing that, then, they're not really knowing who this big, scary builder is before they actually inquire and have that first chat.
Yeah, and that's been awesome. Like,
He looks big and scary to me, that's for sure.
I'm still nervous.
It's a big, scary teddy bear.
I'm still nervous every day to try and do a post that someone's going to pick on you, but it's been really good, the feedback from clients. Like you said, they see what you do. We can put out there what we're doing, and then you get a builder reach out and ask you what you're doing. You feel like you're helping the industry. Like, I guess through builders business coaching, you learn to talk to other builders and you could talk about these things. And now I feel with the power of Instagram, social media, you can now put something up there and someone will ask you a question and you feel like you're doing your part to help the industry.
Yeah.
And then the same, I'll stalk Instagram and see what someone's doing and then put that into our practices. It's become like a training tool, I suppose.
Circus Studio is Australia's leading interior design centre. If you're an architect, building designer, interior designer, builder, or just looking to build your dream home, you need to make a time and come in and check out the space here in Port Melbourne.
With everything from wall and ceiling linings, doors, architectural hardware, cladding and flooring.
This space holds every element that you'll possibly need to design your dream home.
Matt, I want to circle back. Like you mentioned before, you hate when you run into another builder and they say that they've never had a problem. I think the thing is, it's probably more to reframe it that they haven't had a problem yet. I think everybody learns, everybody makes mistakes along the journey, and that's how we learn from it. What are some of the bigger lessons that you've learned over the time, like some of the mistakes, and you don't have to go into major detail if you don't want to, but just, with some of the key things that you've learnt along the way that haven't quite gone well that you might want to share with anyone else?
Yeah, I guess we could be here all day if we wrote a big list, but some little ones off topic that come to mind, especially when you're talking about Vic and New South, is the wet sealing requirements now these days. And years ago when I did my apprenticeship, it was the apprentice's job to say put insulation in, maybe paint the wet seal on with a paintbrush. It wasn't done like it is now to code. And I guess over time you see maybe a bathroom leak or something like that and go, well, how did that happen? Now we quite enjoy pulling stuff apart, even if it's an insurance job, to work out. Like only the other day, we pulled apart this little front veranda on a 16-year-old house. A client rang us. We didn't build the home, well before my time. But to be able to pull that apart, Jake gave me a hand and actually see how it failed. And then I could talk with Jake, and I had another bloke, Mitch, with me. And it was cool to have that conversation about, well, why did that fail? And how did that get pulled apart?
Yep.
And then now we can put some practices in place now to learn from it. So I guess that's the biggest thing. You live and you learn, and how can we try and prevent those problems? And I guess we're in a pretty hard industry. There's a lot of moving parts with homes and how clients use their homes as well. So, yeah.
As much as I don't like it, I'm like probably becoming one of the older heads in the industry now. We just had 15 years in business. And Jake, look, we had, your 6-star energy rating frozen for too long. We've now got the 7-star energy rating. Since you've been qualified, we've had 2 changes, bigger changes to the NCC. And you're here on a day like today. When you finish your apprenticeship, you probably learnt the standard apprenticeship. But to you, mate, what's some of the exciting things you've been learning on site that's a bit different to the old ways?
Just like the changes, even all this passive and all this is unreal to learn because it's so cool just on how different, and even just listening then to like all the talk about it, all the condensation and that's massive. Like you can see that going into renos now before they even start, you can see how the condensation sit in there and it's crazy now to learn on how much difference you can make to it, even a better house, all of it.
Yep. I know from some of my chippies, mate, they enjoy the fact when they get to that point they can start putting the wraps on.
Yeah.
It's obviously a bit easier on your body.
Yeah.
Were you any good at wrapping Christmas presents or anything before you started that?
He wraps them all in Pro Climber now.
Shocking.
But it has been a big transition, like just something as simple as wrapping at home. Like I remember loving having branding on me wrapping, and I bet you that was old silver paper back in the day. Someone's going to pull that house apart now and see our wrap on the wall. But the way that Pro Climb, there's other brands out there, but the way that we're wrapping now is huge. Like it's funny to drive around and you get a bit shocked when you see other builders and other things. And I feel sorry for more the homeowner that builder maybe doesn't know, that hasn't put the time into a bit of education. It's not just you do your apprenticeship now and that's how we build, which is very interesting, especially now, like you said, with the 2 changes in the NCC and where that's going now, it's really scares me as a builder, to be honest, like with the... Not warranting the home, more the fact that what are we doing wrong? Like we're trying our best to do it. We're coming to these days to learn about different things. With condensation, mold's a really big one. And where's that going to leave builders in the future with that sort of stuff?
Yep.
So I guess, if that's not a scare tactic for a builder to go, shit, I need to sort myself out and get a bit of training, it definitely scares me every day with these cold climates in this time of year and seeing mold and condensation. And, if that doesn't get you out of bed and get you wanting to change, I don't know what will.
100%, mate.
Yeah.
That was part 1 with Matt and Jake from MS Construction. Come back next week for part 2.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you want to find out more about Build Insight, head over to the website buildinsite.com.au. Over on the website, you'll find links to previous podcast episodes as well as our YouTube channel, Instagram and Facebook. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Catch you on the next one.
Well, that's a wrap for another week's episode of the Build Insight podcast. Before we leave, just want to give a huge shout out to all of our sponsors for their ongoing support. Without their help, Build Insight wouldn't be what it is today.
Let's cue the disclaimer. I need to let you know that myself and the Build Insight team are in no way, shape or form qualified to give you personal or specific business advice. We strongly encourage you seek out the use of professionals for products or when you are making personal or business decisions. Everything discussed during the Build Insight podcast is our own and the guest opinion and personal experience and is of a general nature only. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Catch you on the next one.